Hello there guys and gals, if is everyone backwards here and welcome to my 100% achievement / trophy guide for 1111 Memories Retold. An absolutely brilliant game published by Bandai Namco, developed by Digiarx and is available to you for just $19.99. Or of course alternatively you could just wait for a sale, but I urge you to play this as soon as you can. It is that fantastic. Now in terms of gameplay, graphically set as sort of painterly, if that's even a word, but it does look absolutely fantastic, and it does really well in capturing the emotion with a story from a Canadian and a German during World War I. So in this video you will see me skipping cutscenes, that's just for time, but if I were you I would highly recommend watching them as the story is so good. Now the game itself is slightly short, but it's extended by quite a bit due to the amount of collectibles in the game. But again, don't worry, we will be going through and collecting absolutely everything. There are also more miscellaneous achievements and trophies than there are story related. Some might seem a little bit tricky, but they're really not. And again, I'll go into full detail when we get to that point anyway. So then, with that being said, as soon as we scroll past all this bit, we can finally begin. Also, on another side note, I will be doing a few separate videos for just the collectibles in the game, which will be coming basically soon after this is up. But like I said before, the cutscenes I skip, that's just for time, but you should definitely watch them. And what you'll see me do is, every time we enter a new area, we go straight for the collectibles. There is a chapter select if you miss any, but it's, you know, better to just get them out the way in it. So the plan is, new area, go for the collectibles, get the random achievements and trophies if there are any about, and then we move on to the story stuff. Hell of a plan. Always got a plan, me. The Welshman with a plan. And remember, if you do like what you see, of course, like, comment, and it is definitely worth subscribing because I'll be doing all sorts of 100% guides and gameplay walkthroughs, etc. So it's definitely worth subscribing, you guys.
I guess my story starts like so many others, with a girl. A girl who worked in a photography store, in a quiet little corner of Toronto, Canada. Julia.
What are you doing, Harry? Are you meant to be playing with that camera?
The two of us grew up together, born the same month, lived on the same block. To her, we were best friends. To me, well, never mind.
I know you have to test it, but does it always have to be on me? Well, you're not getting a serious photo out of me. I can assure you of that. I shall be silly until you put that camera away.
I'll tell you what, mine, they were a bunch of horny buggers back during the First World War, weren't they? Although I suppose it's either have sex or go to war, so there weren't not much to do back then. But anyway, the first achievement of the game you can get out of the way right now, and that is for simply taking 16 pictures. You only get 16 pictures a day. So just take pictures and press A to keep them. Take pictures of absolutely anything random, and at the end you will get your first achievement.
Nice.
Forgive me, but have we met before? Your face looks familiar.
Nice.
I've been in the papers a bit. Done the odd recruitment poster. Oh my, welcome. How are things over in Europe?
Nice.
As well as can be expected. We fight the good fight as best we can. Fine place you have here. Do you take commissions? Outside assignments? Julia, come over here and say hello to the Major. He's a real war hero, been in the papers and everything.
So now that is out of the way first of all, then now we can start going for the collectibles. So go into the back room here, and then immediately to the right is where you'll find your first collectible. So this sort of like floating pictures, if you want to call them, or whatever. Like I said, there are plenty in here, but we go through absolutely everything. So go to the left into what I assume is Harry's room. Living wealthy, rich bastard. And that's where you will find another collectible. So now we will go out. You can talk to Julia if you want, but she just tells you to...
Harry. Go see if my father needs help.
Yeah, she just tells you to piss off, basically. So thanks for that, hun. Just trying to get on you, that's all. You know. So anyway, go into the main foyer bit where you will see your fat boss and Major Barrett, who of course will be a major player in the game. Go to where your fat ass boss is, and that's where you'll find another collectible. Alright, go out of there. We will need to go down this little hallway in just a little bit later on, but for now there's a bottle of wine upstairs, so we'll go upstairs. Don't grab the wine yet, because that will basically, well, that will end the scene. So go into the room. Directly to the right there is another collectible. Hands across the sea. Boy, I hate people who call anyone boy. Just that'd piss me right off. Boy. Apart from when Kratos does it in God of War, that's hilarious. But everyone else sucks. Anyway, go down that same hallway we were on about earlier on, and there should be a door open to your left.
My parents moved to Toronto from Boston.
Spin the globe, and that will get you your second achievement.
What happened to Mom and Dad? Julia's father took me in. Taylor gave me a job and a place to sleep. He didn't need to. He took care of me for years.
So it should unlock here for going into Julia's room, which I suppose wasn't as creepy back then as it is today. You could probably be arrested for doing that today, but, you know, peak 2019 and everything. So anyway, now we can finally go upstairs. Now we can grab the bottle of wine, and I probably just realised I could have done the hallway first and done this later on, but, technicalities in it. It's all good. You're all getting to the same point. So there was the wine on the table. Go down, give it to your boss. And should be good. We can now move on.
Ah, here we are. You took your time, boy. Useless.
Poor lad. I'm sure he's trying his best.
Here you are, Major. To your health.
Why, thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Now, you said something about needing a photographer?
Yes. Who took these? They're exceptional. Just the kind of pictures I'd need in the fight against the Germans.
Ah, blödes Funkgerät. Kurt, du bist der Techniker. Reparier das Ding. Brennt immer dieselbe Zeit durch. Schnell, die Berichte kommen gleich.
So now we are playing as Kurt, the German, and you'll be doing a few of these sort of radio puzzles throughout the game, but they are easy enough. So when the circle is white, it means you're sort of locked into that specific little area. Press A to make it green, and you can move freely across the board.
Habe ich das richtig gehört, Kurt? ER 125? In der Einheit ist auch dein Sohn Max, oder? Alles noch unbestätigt. Ist wahrscheinlich gar nichts, aber ich sag's den anderen.
So there's nothing really to do in this little area. Just walk out the door and head down the hallway.
Dear Katrin, I've done something I know you will not agree with. It's about Max. It's about our son. I know now why his letters are not reaching you at the farmer.
Kurt, wir warten schon. Zieh den Hebel. Die Ehre gebührt dir.
So don't actually bother pressing the lever yet. I almost do, but then I realise, oh shit, we got some collectibles to collect. So leave that alone for now. And you see directly in front of you is a ladder there. That is a ladder we will be going up. So yeah, you see what I mean by the graphics. to be honest, I find them absolutely bloody outstanding. The sort of painterly, again, it's not a word, but you get me. But it paints such a beautiful picture of, you know, something so horrific, such as World War One, and the emotion from both. You know, you'll see throughout the game, the emotion throughout is just fantastic. So anyway, that is where your first collectible as Kurt is, so we can head back down the ladder. Might take a while. Remember, you can press the right trigger to sort of run/walk a little faster. Apart from when they're talking, they seem to not be able to do two things at once. So go into the sort of the back of the area, push this cart out of the way, push that forward. And then once you stop, press B to let go, which for some reason I wasn't getting the memo. And then directly to the right on a box is another collectible. So now again we can head out of this little area, and there's a ladder on your left there, so climb that. And that'll be for yet another collectible. I should have really kept a collectible word count, because I'm assuming I'm going to be saying it quite a bit throughout this game. Collectible. Anyway, there you go. Sorry, that was War Bonds Part 2. I'm losing track already. Losing my mind already. So we've now got all the collectibles in the area. We can go back to the beginning and pull the lever, which we were supposed to do the first time. So press A and then just use the left stick to pull it to the, usually the right. I'm pretty sure it's usually to the right. But yeah, German engineering was pretty banging back in the day, I'll give them that.
Das wird mir wohl nie langweilig. Fast geschafft. Noch ein Hebel. Da hinten, vor der Leiter.
So now just head on over to the lever, sort of right here in the back. What you'll have to do is, there's a ladder to your left. Climb that and don't bother talking to the guys on the right, because there's no point. Although the story makes it's kind of like a Telltale series game where, you know, you sort of talk to people and it sort of plays off the story that way. It is really good, but obviously with this just being a guide and we want to get it done sort of as quickly as we can.
Ist auf einer der oberen Plattformen.
Obviously it's worth just nipping straight up the ladder.
Danke, Kurt. Wunderschön, oder? Nur nicht den Mut verlieren.
Yeah, so go up, keep climbing. There's a sort of slight puzzle, if you want to call it a puzzle. You just have to sort of move a few things, but there's only one path you can take, so you shouldn't really get lost. And if you do, well, congratulations. What I find pretty hilarious, though, is the stuff they're building is magnificent. Safety, health and safety, God, well, that was pretty non-existent. I suppose it was a world war going on, but you think they could have done something more than just a beam to get across?
Sie haben sich alle zusammengemeldet, alle aus demselben Dorf.
Wolf sagt, dass es noch nichts bestätigt. Ist bestimmt nur ein Missverständnis.
Das würde ich gern glauben. Aber es war die Nummer ihrer Einheit. Und wir haben Krieg. Kurt, dein Sohn Max ist doch auch in der Einheit IR 125. Machst du dir keine Sorgen?
Entspann dich. Ihr macht euch alle nur so viele Sorgen, weil die Heimat so weit weg ist.
Kannst du den Direktor fragen, Kurt? Er weiß bestimmt etwas und er respektiert dich.
So the pictures from Taylor's new camera were great. And Julia looked beautiful. But I'd never tell her that, of course. Don't know why, but I kept one of those photos. Still have it to this day.
So choose a picture, any picture, she all looks pretty much the same. Harry's still going to get a boner over her, so
Take a photograph of the Major.
yeah, happy days. So Harry's still going to get turned on by Mr. Taylor's daughter, which he obviously doesn't know about just yet, so go back to the room you were in with Julia earlier, press Y to use your camera there, and then take a picture of Major Barrett now. Obviously this whole point of interest will come up again a few times in the game, especially when it comes to taking pictures to go towards collectibles, but we'll come to that a little bit later on. And it's up to you if you think Major Barrett comes across as a bit of a dick. I suppose he is a major, or he's allowed to be, but yeah, we'll keep going with the story.
Not at all. It would be my pleasure. Come here, girl. In you get.
Make sure you frame them both in, Harry.
Come on, girl. I don't bite.
Damn, Julia's... Harry's fuming because Julia is well turned on. Is that... Any girls watching, is that a turned on face if you get close to a major? I don't know. I'm not a girl and I've never been close to a major, so I can't tell.
I'd never seen her like that before. Julia was right. He was a hero.
Der Direktor weiß bestimmt etwas. Wir müssen ihn fragen.
IR 125? Die meisten Jungs von zu Hause sind in der Einheit.
Bitte, Kurt, frag den Direktor. Du kennst ihn länger als wir alle. Er respektiert dich.
I needed answers. We all did. So many of us.
And here we are back as Kurt then. And again, this is another really good thing about the game. I love that you're able to... The game sort of switches between characters, so you can see sort of both what's happening in both their lives, sort of before, during, and after the war. I think it's a really interesting concept, and again, one I really enjoyed. But just follow the same path I take here as Kurt. We're going to be grabbing another collectible very soon. And I love that even though there's a lot of work going on, a lot of war happening, some disgusting person out there just decided to drop a bunch of sort of photographs of people to collect. I don't know why. Especially when you see on the battlefield earlier, like who's going around just before the war starts and goes, oh, I'll drop something there for someone to pick up later on, you know. You're only getting shot at, it's fine. Yeah, so anyway, that's good. Go back down, go to the left, and we'll be going up this sort of little room up the stairs here.
Ah, Sie kommen genau richtig. Es gibt Neuigkeiten. Einige Männer aus der IR 125 werden zwar vermisst, aber deswegen sind sie noch lange nicht tot. Wir wissen bestimmt bald mehr. Aber fürs Erste muss die Produktion weitergehen. Wir können ihnen jetzt nicht helfen. Wir können nur beten.
The others may have been content to pray, to hope for the best. But I could not. What became of our son's unit? I had to know. So I have gone to the front, Katrin. I have gone to find Max.
I'm impressed, Harry. You're a real professional with that camera. Listen, I'm heading back to France in a few days. You should join me. Help your country, take a few photos, return home a hero. And remember, Harry, women love a man in uniform.
And it was in that very moment I decided I was going to war. That night, I left and never looked back.
Now this again is a very interesting point of the game. You can actually choose who you get to play as first. You'll end up playing as both characters anyway in the same chapter, so it really doesn't make a difference too much. But usually I think it's just easier to start off playing as Harry and then just it automatically switches to Kurt later on.
Let alone been on a ship before. You could have fit Taylor's whole photography store on the front deck alone.
So you'll never miss out on a chapter or a part of a chapter, and you won't miss any collectibles or anything like that. So don't worry too much about that. Just take a picture of the seagull. This is towards the story, but don't worry, you'll be fine. You need to take 3 of them. Now go towards the rear of the ship, pull out this crate, and then there will be a collectible just to the left of it.
To see things close up.
Okay, so once that's done, now we'll head towards the front of the ship. And you can press the bell if you want, and you sort of piss off. You can piss off Stan, which is hilarious. Not bad for a new guy and a Canadian photographer. Piss everyone off on a ship. That's all good. Don't worry about that. And what we'll need to do now, just take another picture of the seagull. I'm pretty sure there's nothing else left to collect or do on the ship, so we can just take a picture of him, or her, or non-binary seagull. Of course, it's 2019, I'm all open-minded about that stuff. And yeah, take the 3rd picture, and now we will head back as Kurt. So yeah, you can see sort of how short each little part for each character is. But again, really interesting. Really, really interesting.
And so I'm on a train heading out of Germany, where I write to you now. It's not a comfortable journey, being on this train. For you, my darling, nothing changes. I will still be away from home. Only now, I will carry out my duties as an engineer on the front lines. I will enclose a letter to Lucy to tell her I have gone to find her brother.
Welcher Tag ist heute?
Alright, so there are no collectibles on this bit, although you'll see me sort of backtrack because I think I missed one. And there's actually none at all, so...
Sei still. In 1-2 Monaten sind wir wieder zu Hause.
Unwahrscheinlich, so wie es an der Front für uns gelaufen ist.
So yeah, when you get to this point, you'll notice the door's locked. All you got to do is climb up to the ladder on the left, and there'll be another ladder to climb down on the roof. Don't bother going back like I do here, because I'm looking for something that's not there. Go me.
Oh, und abgeschlossen.
Aha. Wer ist da? Stehen bleiben! Das ist ein Munitionswagen, Soldat. Hier hast du nichts verloren. Wenn irgendetwas passiert, selbst die kleinste Erschütterung, weißt du, was diese Minen anrichten?
Up early as usual, Harry. You're keen. I like that in my men. Photographs of seagulls won't make the papers, son. Or are they for that girl back home? Trust me, she's not interested. But she will be, once you and I make those headlines together. Come on.
Right then, so now we are back as Harry and Major Barrett, the, I don't want to call him opposing king. What's the word for it? Vain bastard. Wants some more pictures taken, so take another picture of him in front of the flag there. Now he wants one with the extra Canadian, looking all majorly as he does, I suppose. Is that how top brass in the army pose these days? I fucking hope not. And take a picture of the seagull very quickly. Well, that's another collectible, by the way, the seagull. He'll sort of fly around, so you have a little bit of time to do him, so that's not rushed. And what you'll have to do then, once you take a picture of the seagull, go back to the Canadian at the front of the ship, or the back of the ship even.
My address is on the back.
And that will be the Conversation Book Part 3 of 3 collectible. So picture of the seagull, then go and talk to the Canadian, and that's 2 collectibles. Sorry if I sounded a bit muddled and mixed up there. Now we can take a last picture of Major Barrett looking out at sea. And when we come back as Harry, we will be getting another achievement. Might seem difficult, but it's actually really not. So we'll be coming back to him a little bit later on.
Ich suche einen Platz, nach Hause zu schreiben.
Beim nächsten Wagen kann bestimmt jemand bei so etwas helfen. Und Vorsicht auf dem Weg nach draußen.
Right then, we are back again as Kurt. So go ahead, move this minecart out of the way, push that forward. And then always remember to press B to cancel, because for some reason, every time it took me a while to realise that. So I'd be stuck there for ages, wondering why I can't move. Yeah, so push the other minecart out of the way and there'll be a collectible on the floor, just on the right hand side, right here. We can go ahead and open up the door, as they would say in Germany. The? No, sorry, I'm joking. No, please ignore that. That was just crap. Some guy thrown up or looking over the edge there is a collectible just on the left hand side. And if we carry on, we'll pull the lever. There's a little cat there, and he will be quite a big player in this as well. That's Kurt's little pet. I hope I haven't spoiled anything there. You'll find out eventually anyway. It's fine. And the cat doesn't die, so that's one spoiler everyone will be happy with. I'm going to shut up. Anyway, yeah, just push the box all the way forward. Remember to press B again to let go of it. Go around to the left there, and there's another collectible on the crate. And I'll start walking one day. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the height of German engineering and safety is not... The engineering side is brilliant, the safety is not so much. So here is the achievement then. So what you have to do is get through the mines without touching one, basically. And it's very easy. All you've got to do is use the bells on the right and left hand side to steer left and right. And as you can see, sort of in the middle, there's a little gap. There's a little gap, tiny little gaps you can go into. So if you... As you can see, one on the left there, so... Keep clicking the A button to go right a little bit.
I'm telling you, that's what happened. To this day, I don't know why Barrett asked me to signal the captain.
Yeah, it should be easy enough. You can really see the mines completely ahead of you, and yeah, it should be no problem. So there we are then. Like I said, that should be nice and easy. Hopefully you would have got that. Now immediately after this, you need to take out your camera, look to the right in the sea and take a picture of the mine sweeper. And immediately from that, go to the left and take a picture of the joyful soldiers. There is a time limit on that, so if the scene ends, you'll miss it and you'll have to just replay the chapter. And there's the achievement for avoiding all the mines. Right then, so now we are back as Kurt, and basically what we can do now is send letters to our young daughter Lucy, and we can either tell a truth or a lie about what's happening, and you'll see that bit. Don't go to the door on the right there, the exit. Go straight ahead, go to this door, find the source of the sound as you do, because we'll be getting another collectible. It's sort of up in the top right corner somewhere. Eventually, one day, anytime today. Okay, for some reason I thought I did this a lot shorter than I actually did. There it is, just right in the top corner more or less. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Machst du dir Sorgen?
Natürlich nicht. Auf beiden Seiten gibt es Verluste. Deutschland ist stark.
Tja, werden wir sehen, wenn wir Vimy erreichen. Dauert nicht mehr lang.
So there you go, that is Train Part 2 of 2, another collectible. You can ask these guys about music and things like that. Again, you know, the game obviously wants you to go around talking to people and asking questions, and it's really interesting what some of the guys have got to say actually, but just go to the gap in the door to finish off the scene, and this is where you will write to your daughter, Lucy.
To focus on what I must tell our daughter. I will, of course, be careful of the words I use. She's still so young. Please tell Lucy.
So again, what you write to her will actually impact the story if you're caring about that at all. So you can either tell her about music of what you want, or you can lie about where Max is, or tell the truth about where Max, your son, who you're actually looking for, is. And if you go through all of them, again, they're all really interesting, and, well, it's up to you. You can either be a dick, or you can be the good guy. And usually I'm the good guy. And some keywords may be sent because you haven't spoken to certain individuals, etc. So I spoke to the guy about music, and that's why music came up. So, again, if you want to just get everything, obviously bear that in mind. But that will end Kurt's scene again.
Me, Katrin. I've made new friends, Franz and Lothar.
I'd only have to worry about taking photos.
This is it, Harry. Vimy. Follow me, son. I passed through here on my way back to Canada. Hasn't changed a bit. Come, I'll show you where you can send letters home.
And what you haven't probably noticed by now is you can actually tell when you get to the next chapter. So now we're on part 1, chapter 3. So again, sort of bear that in mind. I know it can be a bit confusing, but if you're following the video, you should have no issues. So then, as Harry basically goes straight to the left, and we'll be getting a few collectibles. There's one you can just see floating on the ground in front of the train here. And then turn around, nip backwards. I'm trying to do this in, you know, the sort of shortest amount of time possible. So go to the left end, past the tree, next to where this guy's digging water, or dust, or dirt, or whatever he's picking up. There is yet another collectible. So turn around again, and we'll just be nipping through this We were going to be nipping to this broken house, but you need to take a picture of Jazz here anyway, and that will be another collectible.
You're the only photographer that is. Do you mind? Thank you. Here, I found this. It's not much, but you can have it.
So then once we are done with Jazz, we're like, yeah, we can actually nip through the broken house this time. And you might just get stuck, but, you know, that's what happens in games these days. But don't blame the developers, unless it's really broken and glitchy. Fallout 76. And there's another collectible just there, Railway Part 2 out of 2. And then we can go ahead, run basically back to the beginning now. I believe that's all the collectibles in this area. I might be wrong. All the soldiers digging water, just in case. Yes, I am. So now what you can do is, this is the postman, and this is basically a two-parter. So what you can do is send a photo to Julia right now, and then a little bit later on, we will find the postman again. You'll send another picture to Julia, and that is where the achievement will unlock.
Dear Harry, I still can't believe you.
Meet me by the 3 artillery cannons over there. Right. I'll show you the kind of photos we need.
You gonna reply? Folk back home love receiving pictures.
So what this is meant to do is sort of, you know, send a picture to get Julia to start fancying you. But I mean, what the hell are you supposed to send? Something romantic? I think I just send the minesweeper, I think. Or a seagull. You know, how is that supposed to get... I mean, I suppose it was different back in the day, but... You know, imagine sending a girl these days a picture of a seagull on Facebook. And she gets, you know, really turned on and starts fancying you for that. That'd be a hell of a chat-up line. Wouldn't it? Here's a seagull, will you go out with me? They had it easier back in them days. Apart from all the war stuff. Anyway, moving on, now we can basically head back to the artillery guns. Now we are done with this area. Go and speak to Major B again. And obviously, because he's a vain bastard, he's going to want another picture.
That's the real war. Just a few miles away. So that big bastard right there is Vimy Ridge. I can't wait to get my hands dirty and take it back from the Bosch. This'll be a great picture. Front page of the Star. I can see it now.
I have almost forgot to mention, actually, that Harry is everybody's favourite Frodo. If it isn't Elijah Wood.
There are people you meet
lending his voice about.
People who, whether they know it or not, plot your life on a different course from the moment that they say hello. For me, that was the Major. I will always wonder what my life would have been like without him.
Dear Catherine, my search for our son grows more hopeful by the day. Every day I ask the men if they have news, if somehow they have seen our boy. And today began just like any
So back as Kurt again, turn around completely straight away to find another collectible. And then we can slowly move on. We will be getting another achievement soon. And we'll have to play the... there's a card game which you'll have to do 5 times throughout the game called Slaps. And it's basically just... as soon as somebody puts down one card, as long as there's a double on there, just press A to press slaps. But we'll come to that in just a little bit. So go to the location I am here. This is where you'll get the top floor please achievement. Click A with the interaction button just to go up and you will get it right. Yeah. So as soon as we get off the lift, instead of going right to the outside, go left into this sort of dark little dingy area there. There's the achievement. And it's pretty dark, but just there's only really one straight path you can go down to. And there should be a collectible at the end right there. So sort of like a straight path at the dead end. But now when we're going up, sort of stick to the right hand side. There'll be another little gap you can go down to now. Stick with the right hand side and it is... keep going just a little bit further on from here. There it is. You can miss it. It is quite easy to miss. But if you just keep pressing right up against the wall, you'll be able to find it and get yet yet another collectible. I was going to say anal gun then. Jesus, I meant naval gun. Christ, what? I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. So, long day today. Anyway, go back outside. And this is the area we will be playing these slaps. There's nobody on there at the minute. And again, you'll have to do this 5 times across the majority of the game. So, this is really easy enough, by the way. Absolutely simple. And you will see what you're doing now. So,
das ist kein Glück, Franz. Was würde ich nicht für ein Bar tun?
Hier findest du bestimmt keins.
Bam, press A. As soon as you see 2 of the same card, whatever it is, hearts, diamonds, clubs or spades. So you go for diamonds. 2 hearts, bam. Press A. And there we go. So it can get slightly more progressively difficult, I think. Not really difficult, but the AI does get just a touch faster, but it's still absolutely simple anyway. So, yeah, lovely. And this will also bring you another collectible as well, by the way. So there we are then, Anal Gun Part 2. I meant obviously Naval Gun. Haha, see, I'm hilarious, obviously. Now, what you just got to do... Now, all the collectibles and everything's done in this area. Talk to the post. I didn't actually mean to talk to the postman then. But now all we got to do is just talk to the soldiers, just to find out information about Kurt's son Max, see if anybody knows anything. So just follow the path I take, talk to the soldiers I do, and eventually you'll get enough information to end the scene.
Dieser Krieg ist in ein paar Monaten vorbei.
Hallo Kurt, wie geht's? Das schon wieder? Ich glaube nicht, dass Sie in Chemie waren, Kurt. Tut mir leid.
Danke, dass du den Munitionsaufzug repariert hast, Kurt. Ist so gut wie...
Tut mir leid, Kurt.
Ich weiß noch nichts Neues. Ich melde mich.
Hier ist es nachts so kalt.
I know that the game sort of, at least the first bit, kind of seems a bit slow and a bit, you know, takes a while to get into, but trust me, the game just gets better and better as you go on. And I haven't steered you wrong before, have I? Hopefully, potentially, maybe.
Meine Frau fehlt mir wirklich.
Hallo. Nicht schon. Da hörst du eher was über Funkcode.
Geh weg. Hallo, Kurt. Ich habe einige Jungs aus dem Regiment getroffen. Es hieß, sie sollten zur Somme.
Some think I'm mad to seek the same information from the same places, day after day. But persistence always pays off in the end. Katrin, for today I learned of his location. I know where Max is now.
Recruitment always need good, patriotic pictures. We need more troops if we're going to win this thing. And they'll enlist because of your photos, son. Capture the imagination of your fellow countrymen. Stir the emotions. Looks like there's prisoners being transferred through here. I should give them the once-over. Dismissed.
I've got an idea. Follow me, it'll be fun.
Right then, back as Harry again. Not much to do in this area. Just follow Jazz onto this little train cart looking thing, and what you'll have to do is take a couple of pictures. So just take the exact pictures that I do again, and then you can move on. This train moves kind of slow. Jizz moves it kind of slowly, so sorry, Jazz.
Do you play cards? There's always a game going on somewhere. Sorry, I'm distracting you. You need to take your photos. I just like to make people feel welcome.
Yeah, cheers, Jizz. Thanks for that. But I'd like to take my pictures, please. Thanks very much, hun. So yeah, just follow what I do, take the same pictures, and then we will move on again.
Here's my unit. Most of us are from a place called Amritsar. You should visit.
Welcome to this side of the line, Jerry's. I'm Major Barrett, and I'm your new best friend. Pleased to meet you.
This would make a good picture. Show everyone back home how hard we're working. Your photos will be famous. I know it.
The Major had taken a chance. He could have had any photographer he wanted, but he chose me. And I was desperate not to disappoint him.
Boys, listen. I really am trying to stay calm here. But you are not making this easy. Not easy at all. I need a drink. Someone keep an eye on them.
We should get the prisoners a drink too. It's good karma. You know this word? Karma? It doesn't matter. You get water, I'll get food. Let's go.
So yeah, Jizz and Jazz, being the nice guy that he is, wants to get some food, so all you have to do, go to this well, which is right here. Press the interaction button, press A, and then swing the left stick around. And that'll bring up some water. But the next bit will again play. I won't tell you where, I'm not going to spoil anything. But this next cutscene and the next picture you've got to take will play a big part in this game.
That's a hella, Tommy.
Did he just threaten you, Harry? We can't be having that now. Bring your camera. This may not be kind, but it is, alas, necessary.
So yeah, go around, take the picture, and this one will be, well, it will be big. Not for a while, but you will see why.
Now leave us be, Harry. That's an order.
Hey, Harry. I just heard my unit is heading to the front. Are you heading to the front too? We'll have an adventure, you and I.
Kurt, Gott sei Dank. Das Funkgerät ist wieder kaputt. Kannst du mal nachsehen? Ja? Da kann ich dir nicht... Ich habe gehört, die Ersatzteile wären heute Morgen gekommen. Sieh doch mal nach.
Right then, so as Kurt, we need to be fixing this radio, but we actually need some tape to do it. So all you need to do is go out, go to the right, and then go straight to the end here. Don't follow the path I take, because I go up, make a mistake, and go back down. Because apparently I'm that good at what I do. Potentially. I'll leave that up to you guys. But he's just in this shop right here. He's going to give you some tape.
Nein, danke.
And then once you've gone back, go back to the shack with the radio in right here. And then you'll be able to fix it again. All of these sort of puzzles are relatively, basically simple. The only tricky thing about it is basically the buttons. The button combinations on it and how to actually do it is a bit weird. But again, it's just one of those things you will get used to.
I listened to the radio for hours before I heard.
Es wurden einige Gefallene des IR 125 geborgen. Sie sollen an der Somme beerdigt werden.
I'm sure they would understand. The sun sets as I write this. It reminds me of home, of the life.
The front. What was life really like there? I'd photograph it all.
So, if you want to keep score, this is now part 1, chapter 4. And there's only 5 chapters in each part. So, like I said, they are done relatively quickly. Of course, if it wasn't for the collectibles and the other achievements, this game would be done a lot quicker.
There was nothing fun about Vimy.
But this is one of those games that I actually enjoyed collecting everything and doing everything. There's some games where you just think, oh Christ, you know, collectibles take bloody ages. Here is one achievement right here. By this well, a cat will appear. There he is, Lottie the cat. Make sure to take a picture of him on the well, and that will get you a collectible and an achievement as well. And he'll jump in for some reason. Because he can. And because that's what cats do. So then this is Major Barrett's tent. We can't actually go in there yet for some reason, even though there's 2 big old gaps. Harry's a fat bastard apparently for now. So what we'll be doing is getting... There's another 2 achievements to get on this chapter and another game of slaps. So turn around, go all the way to the end here, and we will find another collectible which is on a bench. And then if you just turn around from this point, go to the left, basically back the way you came actually. And we will talk to the postman, and that will get you the pen pal achievement. And that's for sending Julia a second photo.
Dear Harry,
if you want to send a picture home to your girl...
Haha, so what picture is going to impress Julia the most? One of Jazz's face or 2 of Jazz's back? Pick one of Jazz's back. Doesn't matter what one you get, you're going to get the pen pal achievement anyway. So from there then, move on, go to the left, keep going to the left, past the Major's tent, under this little plank here, then go to the right, and we will come up to this sort of big, not tented area, but you know what I mean. There's a collectible right at the back on the bar anyway. So again, now we can nip out of this bit. All the collectibles and everything are done for the time being. So now what you can do, we'll just be looking for Jazz now. So follow the path I take. I'm pretty sure at this point you can just bomb it straight to the end here and Jazz is on the left. But for some reason, I take a right and I actually can't find him for a little bit. So yeah, he's literally tucked away in a corner, as you'll see.
Oh, a camera. You must be back.
Hey, there he is. Look, took my time, didn't I?
Harry! Oh, you're here! I haven't seen you in weeks. Let's go play cards and catch up. Come on.
Pünktlich wie immer. Du löst heute Lothar ab. Er ist immer noch irgendwo da unten.
So then, back as Kurt again. There'll be another sort of few collectibles, as is the sort of norm.
4 Monate sind eine ganz schön lange Zeit. Hoffentlich leben wir dann noch.
Dear Katrin, I was sent underground again today. to the tunnels where we listened to the enemy. Lothar's shift ended, as mine began. Some men do not take to the darkness, but as you know, I have grown accustomed to it well. Max was scared of dark when he was young. Do you remember? Leave the lantern on, Papa, he would say. It would burn until morning.
So you can take a lantern if you really want. You don't have to. Literally makes no difference, really.
Ohne siehst du rein gar nichts.
Well, unless you've got your brightness on your TV right down, then it's probably worth it. But just to the right coming up here, you'll have to crouch down, I think, for this one. And eventually... Here it is then. So there's the right. And there's a collectible there. Your friend Lothar will be calling you. Sorry, I was thinking that Lothar could have been like a Marvel villain. Sounds like a Marvel villain, don't it? Marvel villain, don't he? Lothar. But anyway, heading to the left, and this is where you'll find yet another collectible in this sort of little gap. Could be an easy one to miss, but again, shouldn't be no problem really. So now those bits are done. Grab a lantern. Again, makes no difference, but just makes it easier so you can actually see. And then head on over to Lothar.
Oh Gott, du bist das. Stell die Lampe hin und sperr die Ohren auf.
And what we'll be doing is something we did on the train. So your job is to basically find the spot and listen out and see what the British are up to. All the British and one Canadian. And it's basically right in the middle there. And the cutscene will begin.
Everyone says we go over Monday, sir. Is that true?
Oh, don't you boys worry about that. Just enjoy the whiskey. Tell the others there's more on the way. I'll see you gents later. Don't drink it all at once, eh?
Bewegt sich. Folgen wir ihm. Eine Versetzung wurde also bewilligt, Kurt. Ich bin echt neidisch.
They granted my transfer request, Katrin. Perhaps they grew tired of my asking. It will not be until August, but they will send me to the Somme, to Max. Though I have grave news to share also.
So again then, after following Lothar, you'll need to do the same bit that you just did. So you'll be finding the sweet spot and listening out to see what the Brits are up to. And there it is, just sort of in the middle once again.
Hast du das gehört? Kurt, hast du das gehört?
Where the hell do these rumors come from? Everyone's saying we attack on Monday.
But sir, I thought we do attack on Monday, the 9th, right?
Yes, but they weren't supposed to find out yet. I need a bloody drink.
And now we are going straight into a game of slaps. So what you need to do, I forgot, I didn't even realise, but move your camera down right now. I thought I'd done it automatically, so everyone else was starting to win. Move your camera down, and then you can actually, and then you can actually do it. So there you go. Again, it's really easy, just like the last one. As soon as you see two of the same card, press A to slap your hand down, job done.
Only a rumor. People say these things all the time. Everyone's feeling so down about this rumor. Music always cheers people up, but my guitar broke last week. I've nearly fixed it. I just need something for the pegs. Have you ever seen Barrett's fancy steel flask? The one he drinks from? I think I could use that. Go and find him. He likes you. Maybe he'd just give it to you.
Okay, so now at this point we can now finally get into Major Barrett's tent, and plus we will also be getting another achievement. So again, go where I've gone then. The guard's gone, so now you can actually nip in. Very important this bit. Collectible on the right here. Don't leave yet. Turn around, go and grab the packet of cigarettes or fags, depending on where you're from, off the left side of the shelf there. So before we do all that with Major Barrett, head down. At this point, go to the right. And there'll be like a sort of little stall. And that guy's name is Joe. So just put the cigarettes down. And then I think you'll have to actually talk to him first for him to...
Hey, new guy. I'll trade anything. Come back once you've settled in.
So you can't actually trade, but he's got the fags anyway. So there you go. 15G. That is another achievement done. So now then, everything is done in this area. We can now head on back to Major Barrett's tent. Take a picture of him.
Wait! I should look professional. Let me put this flask down first.
And of course, because he's a pisshead, he will have all types of flasks of all shit. So take the picture and then grab the flask and then head on back to Jazz. And then you can play some guitar. Happy days.
Now rest up, son. Relax while you can.
The Major's new pet. Nothing for you here. Run along back to Mommy.
You got everything, Harry. Say, do you know how to play?
Wir sollten zurück nach oben. Alles in Ordnung, Kurt? Wie zum Teufel kommt die Katze hier rein? Fang sie, Kurt!
Right, so now we are back as Kurt. You see that collectible which is just ahead of us? Now sometimes, for some reason, that can glitch out. And if it glitches out, sadly, the only thing that you're able to seem to do, Sniper and Watcher Part 1, the only thing you seem to be able to do is you'll have to either delete your save and go from the beginning and get up to this point again. I'm pretty sure that is the only way to do that. So if for some reason that glitches out on you, sadly you'll have to delete the save and do it again. Unless there's another way, if somebody's figured out another way, just let me know. But yeah, so just be wary of that. There's no reason for the collectible to glitch out. Oh, here we go. Shoulder popping with Kurt. Come on. Shoulder pop, shoulder pop, shoulder pop, shoulder pop. Shoulder pop it. Come on. Yes, oh, you're getting a bit distracted there. There's only one way you can go, by the way, which is basically just straight. And what we were doing is hearing out once again. And this time it is in the middle again. So go ahead and do that and we'll get another cutscene.
I should have returned immediately. Should have reported the news. But instead I remained in the darkness. I could hear the enemy above me. They were playing music, Catherine. It reminded me so much of home. I lost track of how long I listened for.
For this bit, there's just a couple of buttons you got to press. You get 5 seconds to push the correct button. So A right here. I don't know why I took so long myself. And then I think it's X and Y or whatever. But there will be another achievement later on in the game, which is something similar to this. But again, it is really simple.
Wo warst du denn, Kurt? Das hat ja ewig gedauert. 4 Tage bis zum Angriff. Das ist übel.
Ja.
So once we turn around as Kurt, there will be a collectible, Sniper and Watcher Part 2 right in front of you, which is a nice easy one. And that one will always be there, but it is always Part 1 of 2, Sniper and Watcher, and that collectible is a nasty one that may glitch out now and again. So just keep walking forward, we're sort of coming up now to the end.
Kurt, komm hier rüber. Was hast du da unten gehört? Sag mir, wo die Ratten sich verstecken.
Ein Offizier der Alliierten hat gesagt, sie greifen in 4 Tagen an.
Endlich eine Chance, Tommys abzuknallen. Sonst noch etwas?
Hier in der Kantine habe ich nichts erfahren.
Und wo gibt es was Interessantes?
Nasty surprise coming up, by the way.
Hier habe ich die Musik gehört.
Ah, sie tanzen auch noch. Unauffällig sieht anders aus.
The first time you see someone die, everything shuts down. You're left with thoughts that go round and round.
Some men here relish the opportunity to kill.
So yeah, there we have it then. Jazz got shot, which is just unlucky, really, isn't it? Wrong place, wrong time. Poor old lad, Harry's tamping. Now this bit, you can play as Harry or Kurt, because, as I said earlier, you'll go back to each one anyway. I choose to go back, I choose to start off as Kurt, but, like I said, it's probably a bit pointless, because we've got to go back to him anyway a bit later on. But the only reason I do this is, again, just for the collectibles, so don't need to bother going down to this area. Actually, to be honest, got no idea what the hell I'm doing. So just go right to the end. There's nowhere else you can go. It's only this little tiny bit. Just go to this section, and then right at the bottom, in this doorway, there will be 2 collectibles. One on the left-hand side of the table, and one directly behind you on the right-hand side of the table. But like I said, if you do choose to start off as Harry on this chapter, then that's absolutely fine, because you need to come back to this point anyway. So yeah, it doesn't really make a difference. So now what you need to do is go and talk to one of the boys up top, and then we can get this thing started.
Gott, hilf mir, Kurt. Ich zittere. Wie soll ich mit
Kein
diesem Ding
Zutritt.
losziehen?
Befehl des Kommandeurs.
Kurt, das Periskop, sofort! Ich muss wissen, wo sie sind. Kurt, das Periskop, sofort! Ich muss wissen, wo sie sind.
Sie kommen! Los geht's! Ready, boys? Over here! Move it now!
So now, this is important. You have to get through this entire section without dying, and it sounds hard, but it's actually very easy. All you have to do, see the obviously yellow traces of fire there with the gunfire, just wait until they stop, wait until they reload, and then move on to the next bit. Major Barrett will always just blindly go ahead. Do not follow him, do not bother. And of course there is a few collectibles at this point as well, so wait for him to stop eventually, and then get the hell out of there. Get on to the next bit. Yeah, alright Major, yeah, no problem. Second knob, get out of here. Sorry, the next time you play as Harry, you will be getting the collectibles. So, as Kurt, then go back down and yeah, nip into the shack. Obviously, again, this is the point you could get the collectibles if you needed to, but all you need to do at this bit, then, if you've already got them, just grab the bucket of water and take it up to Luther. Although it would have been easier to have had the bucket of water right next to the overheat machine gun, but, you know, what do I know? Harry, Joe nearly gets his hat shot off. Right, here we go then. So, very important then not to get shot. Do not follow Major Barrett there. There is a collectible that is on the right-hand side first of all. So go ahead and grab that then. You should be safe from gunfire here. And obviously just wait then until that stops so you can go back. So again, it's up to you whether you want to risk it. There's a collectible on the left then, right in the middle. So you again just wait until those yellow traces of fire stop and then move on. So go to the right and then actually go to where Major Barrett is at this point. Oh, mega fun. Only shit myself, that's all. It's not a problem. There's a collectible on the right-hand side, again, right here, as you can see. Not sure what I'm doing, actually. Alright, here we go. Again, just, you should be okay at this point. Grab the collectible, stay exactly where you are in the middle. I thought I was going to die, but it's actually not too bad. You can wait for that to stop, and then go back to the middle. And again, you don't crouch automatically, remember. You've got to press the left trigger to crouch. I find it just easier to keep your finger on the left trigger button rather than risk being shot. Again, it's quite short. It's not too big of a section. The collectibles stretch it out a little bit more, but it's not, you know, nothing too bad. As soon as it stops then, go right ahead up to the left again. Just wait, I'm not sure if that fire was gonna, weren't sure if that was gonna hurt then. So now then we are back as Kurt. We're gonna have to be grabbing a few things yet again. So go into the shack here and we need to fix this radio again because that's basically his job. Next to these boxes anyway, there is yet another collectible. As you can see there, we actually need some tape. Which, hilariously, I find the only guy in the whole camp that's got tape on him is the one that's trapped under here. So, make sure to keep your finger on A and to actually drag him out. Again, it doesn't do it automatically. You've got to drag him out yourself. And, yeah, for some reason, this is the only guy that's got tape out of the whole army. Who knew? So, he's a very pessimistic man, which he's got good reason to be, because Brits win. Come on, Brits win. Anyway, go back up to the radio and do another small little easy puzzle.
Nach draußen mit dir, Kurt. Wir halten den Eingang.
Boss! Bastards! That machine gunner's mine. Smoke! That's our chance.
Okay, so I think it's only one more collectible to get as Harry. Again, wait for the fire to stop. And it's just on this right-hand side. You might be able to just see it float in. I got kind of lucky. Remember, you might get stuck sometimes. So, you know, just, you know, again, be wary of that. And then just nip to straight on and it'll end the scene. And I'm pretty sure that's going to, basically in the chapter, we've just got to play as Kurt once more.
Get a grip, lad. Think of the girl back home. This is it! Forward! For the Empire!
So yeah, until it stops, you get blown up, but don't worry, that's just all part of the game. Now there is an achievement, a timed achievement coming up here after this little cutscene with Harry. you will see Major Barrett just about to shoot your friend Lothar. So as soon as the A button prompt appears on your screen, push it as quickly as you can because it is a 5-second timer. Right here. And that will get you an achievement called My Savior. The Invincible achievement won't actually unlock until the end of the chapter for Harry, so don't worry if you haven't got it as of yet. So then, we are good to go as Kurt now. Nip down, go to the left before you head down any further, and there's another collectible right there. Oh, in fact, that's the last collectible. Oh, I thought there was one more, never mind. So that's all the collectibles done in part 1, so congratulations for that. You can have a look at them if you want, but, you know, it's definitely worth checking out. Maybe a bit later after you finish the game or anything, but definitely worth it. Real interesting stuff. So just carry on then. As Kurt, there's only one way to really go. And that's straight and down, 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 down. Do, 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 do. Sorry, it's a good song. And I'm really showing my age here, aren't I? I wonder how many of you actually tried to shoot poor old Harry then. Gotta be a couple of you. I'm a good guy. And I didn't shoot him. I lowered my gun. Yeah, so that's the end of part 1. Well done. So we've already got through part 1 in just under an hour and 20. And there's the Invincible achievement as well then. So again, it won't unlock later on. It only unlocks at this point. So don't worry if you didn't unlock it. So that's part 1 done. Now we are on to part 2 out of 3 of the game. Hooray! So now we get to play as Lottie, the cat, for the first time. And you'll get an achievement right here. Hold down the A button for as long as you can until Lottie meows. And you get an achievement for it. Perfect. I'm a good cat. Otherwise, all you got to do is just follow where the bird goes and then tap A when you see the interaction button pop up. Obviously, you have to climb a few things and it's like one hell of an obstacle course. You're not shooting me, you stupid asshole. I'm a cat. You're not allowed to shoot at me.
Now I was shocked. I didn't know what the hell was going on. That guy was the enemy. He could have shot me, but he didn't.
Dear Catherine, I have survived. Though it's a miracle I have done.
Now kiss. Hello, save there by old Elijah Hazlewood. But would you prefer him as Frodo or as Harry? Anyway, go as Kurt. Straight round the left-hand side, you'll find another collectible right here. Again, this is quite a small room. The rooms are quite small in the game. There's a little sort of hallway-looking thing, like this one right here. Go right up to the end. Now, a few times I've messed this up. This is actually a collectible, so find the perfect spot, what you're looking for. But do not press B. If you press B to go back, it actually doesn't count. So just keep holding A for just a second or two longer, and then your collectible counts. I pressed B a couple of times, and the collectibles didn't count, so I had to restart and go again. So, nip back off then. You can grab Harry if you want, but you can just leave him dying for just 2 seconds while we do another relatively simple puzzle radio game. Just do exactly as I do here. So that will bring out a bit of light into the area. So now we can finally grab Harry. He's probably not dead. He should be good to go. And again, keep hold of the A button and you got to keep pushing him back yourself, or pulling him back, sorry.
Also, hier ist es nicht sicher. Verstehst du? Nicht sicher. Wir müssen weg.
Sorry, I don't understand. What's going on?
I'll tell you what, the fascinating thing I find about Kurt is he speaks English to his wife, and then he doesn't actually understand English, and he speaks German to everyone else. Yeah, I don't understand the logic in that, but I suppose it makes it easier for us to read, eh? Anyway, what you got to do now, go back into the same hallway where you found the second collectible, and now Kurt, the German, will have to do some epic deadlifting to get the plank out of the way, and this is where you can finally swap characters when you want. So immediately swap to Harry, because Kurt will just be, like I said, he is the German deadlifting king. Take a picture of Kurt right here, and that will get us another achievement. And it pops eventually. There we go, look. And your enemy's closer. So what you need to do is actually nip under, go all the way and unlock the door from the other side. Come, help me, man. That's some good Jamaican German English, that, Kurt. Well done, son. Well done. There you go. Go and unlock the door then. And now we can finally nip on through as Kurt boy.
Hey! Hey! Hier drüben, mach die Tür auf! Danke, mein Freund.
So now we're going to get another collectible, switch over to Kurt, and then go to the little hallway that's directly in front of you right there, by the sort of bunk beds, and do the same as the second collectible, which is just looking out for wherever the hell the squeaky rat noises are coming from. And there we go, that's Underground Art, part 3 or 4. Part 4, we will need to be as Harry for that one.
Without the bird distracting the German, who knows what would have happened? I know this is going to sound silly, but I truly believe that bird saved my life. The poor thing got injured real bad. I figured I'd return the favor.
And so we are trapped underground. He's a good man. He found a gravely injured bird, which he nurses back to health. It's futile, but I have not the heart to stop him.
There's a bit of dialogue coming up right now, but it literally makes no difference to the game, so pick what you want. Nobody will understand each other anyway.
Danke. Vielen Dank. Du hast mir das Leben gerettet.
Sorry, I don't understand. What's going on?
Das hier sind deutsche Versorgungstunnel. Hier muss es irgendwo etwas zu essen geben.
I'm sorry. I don't understand you. What the hell was I doing? He was a German. We were at war. Only somehow, we weren't enemies.
But at least everybody knows the universal language for fuck me, I'm starving, and holy crap, I'm thirsty. So everybody's got that in common. No matter all the wars going on, all the religious types, everybody knows when, Jesus, I'm hungry and thirsty. So now this is what we got to do. So first things first then, switch to Harry wherever he is. For me, he was by the double doors. Go back into the sort of bedroom area if Kurt will kindly get the shit out the way. And go to the area that you just were on the cutscenes. Take out your camera. And just on the sort of shelf there, take the photo. And that is Underground Art Part 4 out of 4. So we got collectibles, but we still need water. I'm glad Harry and Kurt have their priorities straight on this one. Don't go under there because there's nothing there. Go back to where you were at the double doors earlier on, and you'll need Kurt for this one. So go ahead and mash A when the button prompt comes up.
Oh, such a help. Thanks.
Harry says such a help. I genuinely thought he was going to say such a doll. Thanks. I don't know why. Right in front of you on the right hand side on the bench is your first collectible there, by the way. So don't go missing that. Well, you can't miss it anyway, you shouldn't. So go towards the left. There's only one room back here. There's a collectible on the table as well. Yeah, apologies. I don't think I'm very good at explaining directions. So as long as you're following on screen, you should be golden. So go towards the sort of main area. Go down as Harry. You'll have to go down as Harry. And there is a bucket of water, as you can see right there. But first, grab the collectible on the left-hand side of the screen. And that's already tunnel part 3 of 3. Water. Grab the bucket of water.
I found water.
And if Kurt doesn't understand English, I'm not sure how he can understand water, but not a lot. Anyway, this was back in the war days, so switch back to Kurt then. And what we will need to do is not go down. You literally don't need to go down. I got no idea. So I do have an idea, but I don't know why I've done that for. There's a little sort of pulley right here, which you'll need to put down, well, push down or lever down or whatever. Harry will put the water on and then he can bring it back up.
We are stuck here, Katrin, and I do not know how long for. We found water, but it will not last forever.
I'm Harry. Harry.
Oh, ich verstehe dich nicht.
I'm Harry. Harry.
Oh, ich verstehe dich nicht.
Harry.
Ah, Harry. Ich heiße Kurt.
His name was Kurt. I don't know if he meant for me to keep the envelope, but I never gave it back.
Food is low. Water almost gone. If this letter finds you, know that we tried. And please tell Lucy.
Hey, Kurt, I made a rat trap. Or, at least I tried. If we can find a good place for it, we might have something to eat.
Right then, so it won't be long before we actually get out of here. So now we are holding a rat trap. We need to get some food. We need to get some rats. And that will actually be one of the achievements. So follow where I am. Go with the double doors. And just to the left here, there is an interaction point. So press A to put the rat trap down. And obviously, there's no rat in there yet. So
she seems smart.
So yeah, sadly enough, we can't get the achievement just yet. But leave it there for now. And now we are playing as Lottie the cat once again. I absolutely love these sections. I tell you what, from all the emotion and all the war stuff that's going on, I just find little sections like this in games really ease your mind. So now we will be chasing the bird once again. And once you follow him, basically right at the very end, we will find where all the food is kept. And the bird will also drop another collectible. So you have to do this bit anyway. I'm pretty sure it's all story related anyway, so you can't really miss it. But yeah, just follow where I go, and right on this next one, this bird will drop the collectible, which obviously you can't collect as the cat yet, but you will collect as Kurt a little bit later. And I have no idea what I'm doing, but all you got to do is just jump up on a couple of boxes, and that will sort of end Lottie's scene.
I couldn't believe my eyes. There must have been enough food and water to survive for months. Some had been opened, some eaten by rats, but most was intact. Whatever else happened, we wouldn't starve.
I couldn't believe it. We hit the jackpot. Every shelf and every crate was filled with food and drink. We could live like kings down here, survive for weeks, months even. All we'd have to do was eat and wait.
It wasn't soon after that we heard it. Digging. Someone was coming. It didn't matter who, German or Allied. One of us would be the enemy. We had to escape. And fast.
Right then, so now we have to get out of here. Remember to collect the collectible, which is literally right in front of you. That unforgettable luncheon achievement, by the way, is story related, so you can't miss that. Turn directly around and there's another collectible as Kurt right there. And there will be a set of keys just where Harry is on the right hand side. So go ahead and pick them up.
4 Stück. Wozu gehören die?
So open the door then, go left, crouch under this next bit, and there's another collectible just coming up as you turn the corner. Before you go through the door, there's a collectible on the shelf right there. Communications, part 2 of 2, and now we can move ahead. I know some of these bits, some of these halls do look the same, so sometimes it can be slightly confusing. Don't worry, I got lost quite a little bit. So back in the bunk beds, there is another a collectible right there. We got the underground art from earlier on. And now we move on back through the double doors and go back to where Harry put the rat trap down. You pick that up and that is where the Pied Piper achievement unlocks. And it's also a collectible as well, so you have to do it anyway. Again, not sure if it's really story related. That's where I just bunged it the first time and that's how it all worked out for me. So again, this bit now you think, I'm not really too sure where to go, but remember there is one door that we still cannot get through, which was this one in the main room earlier. Come on, what am I doing? What the hell am I doing? There you go, I'll see, I told you I'll make it eventually.
Jetzt erkenne ich diese Tunnel. Hier muss irgendwo Sprengstoff sein. Sieh mal diese Schilder. Die Pioniere benutzen diese Tunnel. Dann muss es hier auch...
So there's no more achievements to get in this section, but there are quite a few collectibles to get. So as Kurt, there's only 2 paths you can take. So go down the right, there's a door just to the left immediately. Open that with the keys. Crouch down and there's a collectible at the end for you there. Right then, so turn around, head out, and now I think we will have to turn up as Harry. But if you can, go as Harry in an area where Kurt's not exactly in the way. Because, as you can see, I'm struggling to get past. Move! Move, you German Schneiser video. Anyway, there's a lever on the end there, which you have to pull this one as Harry. Which gets a little lift up. Turn back as Kurt, get on the lift, and Harry will then put you down. And there's a collectible in the sort of artillery slash gun room, which is just at the back, as you'll see. Yeah, so just skip that pass interaction button. You'll have to open up the locked door again, and it's just hidden in the corner, as you can see on the left hand side there. And now we will go back up the lift as Kurt, because actually Harry needs to come back down here. It's all easy, but it sounds slightly confusing. And my D-pad actually sucks balls, and for some reason, having to go back as Harry, my left D-pad doesn't work tidy for some reason. That's why I'm flickering. I'm not just having a seizure or anything. Wait, there you go. Made it eventually. See? All works out in the end, doesn't it? So pull Kurt up back again then. Either way, one of them will put him up or will put him down. And now we can just move forward. We'll be going to get another collectible at this point. Not here. And you don't need to turn back as Harry. So... yeah, apologies, there's a few points which I think, because there's so much that's going on in the game, there's a little passageway to the left here. This is where you get the second collectible. Just go and find where the noise is coming from. But yeah, I think there's so much going on in this game in terms of, there's loads of achievements which you might worry that you're missing. There might be some collectibles that you think missing. That it does take a couple of seconds for you to think, oh, hang on, before I move on and accidentally miss something and then have to replay a whole chapter. Yeah, that's why you'll see me sort of stand around for just a couple of seconds. So anyway, move down the end of the hallway and now we see daylight, and the only way to get rid of that is with some explosives. And if you remember earlier, the only place where there are some explosives is down the bottom where we got Kurt's second collectible. So go all the way back to where Harry is by the lever, but now you'll have to pull the Kurt. Oh, what a day, let me tell you. You have to pull the lever as Kurt, because you need Harry to pull the explosives. Like I said earlier, my direction and my sense of direction and my actual explanations are all pretty much shocking, so I'm glad you're sticking with me for this bit, honestly. So it's right in front of you then, so pull the explosives on to the left, go back as Kurt, and then pull Harry up. And if you haven't figured it out already, there's not any more achievements or collectibles left in this area, so now we're good to go.
The boy found explosives. He was a resourceful young man, much like Max.
So, like I said, you can see how short each little segment is, but because there's so many collectibles and achievements, it does boost the game up a bit, but not in like a boring, grindy way either, which is what another thing I love about this game. So then, go as Kurt, you'll have to turn this wheel here so the explosives are facing towards the rocky daylight area, and then you just press the interaction button and they will both push it up to the end, and you will escape.
I never truly understood the German, but there was one phrase he kept repeating.
I kept telling him, "Thank you, hero."
Danke, hero.
I wanted him to understand he saved my life.
And I think I understood, but I was no hero. When that roof came down...
If he had not pushed me out of the way...
Hell, I tried to run, and he just kind of tripped into him.
I do not think I would live to write this.
Hell, if you wanted to see me as a hero, fine. Who was I to argue?
It's strange to think we will never see each other again.
Geh zurück. Ich lege den Sprengstoff.
Wait, let me get a picture first. Photo? Photo?
Schnell, wir müssen weg.
We escaped, Katrin. We survived.
Kurt's plan worked. Blew a hole clean outside. I couldn't believe it. And sure enough, Barrett was true to his word. That August, he took me to Paris.
J'ai reçu les effets personnels de Félix hier. Il est tombé durant la bataille de Vimy.
Il était à Vimy? Il a sûrement combattu aux côtés de mon oncle, Émile.
So, welcome to Paris, part 2, chapter 3, and straight away then we can go ahead and get another achievement. You see where this football is right here? All you have to do is get it into the bucket at the end. Sometimes it may take a few tries because you've got no kick button. You just sort of got to guide it in if you can. Luckily for me, it went perfectly well. Well done, Harry. Well done. That's just epic. Well done, mate. Brilliant. Just by the bench there, there's another collectible. That's just me lapping up the applause from the chicken and the two guys on the bench. Thank you very much. That's what they don't call me Harry Ronaldo or Harry Messi for nothing, you know. Even though, of course, this was the 1940s and Ronaldo and Messi weren't to be born for another while yet. So go left from where you were. Go up these little steps. You press A to get the pigeon or your bird or whatever you want to call it. Pigeon bird? I don't know. Depends whatever bird. Hopefully somebody will be a bird expert and let me know on this. He knocks a collectible down anyway, so now we can head back to the right. Go all the way to the end of the street. A couple of kids will come out and get on my way, you little shits. Trying to get some goddamn collectibles here before I go back into war. And there's one in the flower bed. Happy days. So that is all the collectibles done with for this area. And now what we've got to do is play another game of slaps. This one again is story related, so you have to do this as well. So Again, the AI might be a little bit quicker, but it shouldn't be that hard. Just keep concentrating, and you should get it nice and easy.
Is that bird real? It's certainly well trained.
Mais Simon, ce n'est pas Flanagan.
No, this is Harry. Harry Lambert.
Ah! Ah bah il lui ressemble. Nice to meet you, Harry.
Flanagan was my photographer before you, Harry. You'd have liked him, I think. He was a good photographer. He was a good man.
So what happened to young Flanagan then?
Oh, the son. He...
Are you alright, Major?
Perfectly fine, yes. Let's just finish the game, shall we?
So that should be your third slaps game out of 5. So we will almost be done with that soon even. So now here we are as Kurt. Again, another sort of few collectibles in this little area. So first of all, head to the right. Again, you can talk to the soldiers if you want, find out their insights, find out their stories. And there's a collectible on the right hand side of the rocks there. You can't go that way, so don't worry about that. Now we just have to nip all the way to the end. This bit of the war seems nice and chill, doesn't it? I can't ever remember reading anything about Germans going fishing and that. But again, I wasn't there, so they might have done.
Ich hoffe nur gute Nachrichten aus der Heimat.
My dearest Kurt, I understand and support you in what you are doing. But
Well, I don't seem to be winning much, do I? Come on, Harry. Follow me!
So Kurt got another letter off Katrin, or Harry calls her Katrine for some reason, and that just doesn't bode well with me. Sorry. I don't know why, it just seems wrong calling her Katrine. It's Katrin, although it's probably just a British version of saying it, isn't it?
Alive and well, Francois. This is Harry. I'm showing him the wonders of Paris.
You brought him to the right place. Bienvenue, Harry.
Proper top physics here. There's nobody there, but I can't get through. But what you actually have to do is leave the pigeon behind, sadly.
Please, Harry. We have a strict no pigeon policy here.
No pigeon policy here. Yeah, I know, it's a hell of a French accent. You don't need to tell me. Don't worry, I got it. So leave him outside. You'll be grabbing him later on anyways. A couple of collectibles to get. Immediately go to the right hand side, just behind the wall here. There is another collectible. And then right down to the other side, on a table, is the second collectible of the area. So from this point, there's nothing else to do here. What you have to do is go and talk to the Major. Again, you can go and talk to people and find out their stories and what they're up to. But otherwise, just go straight to Major Barrett. He'll give you a VIP ticket, and you can just nip off in the VIP lounge, which is at the back of the area.
Ah, you have a member's card. Enjoy the lounge.
So then now we've got access to the VIP lounge finally. Now go directly to the right and go all the way to the end and tap on the lamp. There you go, there should be an interaction button coming up. Tap on the lamp and that will bring out another collectible. Now the video guide, the collectibles guide I watched from Cheapskate or Die. By the way, big thank you and a big huge shout out to him for doing that in the first place, because without watching his video this would have been quite possible, but maybe a little bit longer to come out because the collectibles are they're so scattered everywhere. But even he said he was looking around for ages. He thought one might have glitched out on him, so he's just mashing a button about. So that's definitely a tricky one to find, but now we get there in the end, don't we?
Wherever he was, I hoped he was happy. Hell, I just hoped he was alive.
So then back as Kurt again. Now before you leave, Kurt was actually sitting on a collectible, so make of that what you will. He must have a huge ass. But anyway, collect that before going up the ladder. You can come and get it later, but it's just easier to get it now. And we'll be getting another achievement coming up. A few sort of difficult collectibles coming up as well. Obviously, they won't be difficult because you know what you'll be doing. But just past this little fenced area here is another collectible on the right. There's nothing down there. So now we can just go ahead and nip over this tiny little bridge here.
You should see the graves, Catherine. So many lives, so many hopeful young men, now covered in dirt. I had to know if Max was one of them.
And the first thing we will be doing is getting the Lest We Forget achievement. So go directly up onto the sort of main straight path. Have a look at all the graves if you want, but we'll just get this one out of the way first. There should be a cart full of dead bodies. You can't see that they're full of dead bodies, but they are. Just drag that all the way down as far as you can, and that's where the Lest We Forget achievement unlocks.
Die Arbeit hier so zwischen den Toten ist ganz schön hart. Danke für deine Hilfe.
I tell you what, it's goddamn real sad when you think about it, mind, isn't it? If you really think about it, the horrors of war, not a joking matter really. But anyway, change now to Lottie. You will need Lottie to get a few collectibles. You'll see a man crying for an achievement, but do not comfort him as the cat. Right at the top there is a bird which you'll need to scare away, and he'll drop a collectible. Now we can switch back as Kurt and go ahead and grab that. And then the best thing we can do with Kurt at the minute is position him to where he needs to be, so we can go back as Lottie, get the collectible, because it's just on top of this cross here. Obviously there's no way to reach it, so just place Kurt there, and I will go back down as Lottie. So yeah, go ahead, go back over the bridge. Like I said, we can comfort the guy a little bit later on, but it sort of progresses the story a little bit, so it's always best to just get the collectibles out of the way and everything. Jump on these boxes, jump on this roof. You can never fall down as the cat, so don't worry about it. And the bird will basically just knock off the collectible, which you can get as Kurt again. So there you go, back is Kurt then. Pick up the collectible right here. I think now there is 2 more left to get in this area, so go past this little wooden bench, just in between the fence there. And to the right hand side, by the couple of graves and shovel and little building shed thing, there's another collectible called the Graves, which is not harrowing at all. Go back up to where you came. Stick with the left hand side. And keep sticking with the left. Go left even at this little point here. And there will be a collectible. You probably can see it floating just up there. Just on the ground again. So now we've got everything done, we can change back as the cat, go over the bridge, and now we can comfort the crying soldier, as it won't end the scene. But again, I'm pretty sure it progresses the story a little bit, but you get all the collectibles out of the way anyway, best thing to do, and then comfort him for another achievement.
Hier.
Der sieht aus wie sein Vater. Ich erinnere mich an sein Regiment. Die armen Jungs. Sie kamen verwundet aus Perron hier an. Wie die Löwen haben sie gegen die Tommies gekämpft. Du kannst stolz auf deinen Sohn sein. Die meisten sind hier begraben. Komm mit.
Okay, so this bit is very important. There's an achievement called Closure, and there's a lot of people who are sort of confused as how to unlock it. Now, this is the first part out of 3. There's 3 parts on how to unlock it. You have to do this bit anyway to advance the story, but there's an order in which you have to do it. So there's 6 graves that you have to read. Make sure to read all 6, but leave the one with the shovel in till last. It's very, very important. You see the shovel in the middle right there? Leave that one till last. So read all the other graves around it. Obviously, he's still looking for his son. And again, I'm not entirely sure if reading the grave with the shovel in will impact the achievement in any way. But it's literally best to just do this just in case. Because I know there's a lot of people who did that and didn't unlock the achievement. So trust me, this is the best way. And have I steered you wrong before? I'm positive I haven't. But I'm sorry if I have. But this time I definitely haven't.
I found the graves of Mac's unit. Most were buried and accounted for. Except one. An unmarked grave. A grave with no name. I could not leave the place without knowing the truth, Katrin. May God have mercy on my soul.
Merde, fais-le sortir. Tue-le s'il le faut.
Ah! Did you see that? Tue-le! Tue-le, je vais prévenir les...
I'd grown attached to that bird. Hell, she'd been with me for months. But to the folks at the cabin...
And oh my god, is this not a Dick Dastardly moment? Catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon, meow! I hope a lot of people will get that reference, because if there's a lot of people that haven't got that reference, then I just look like a knob. So anyway...
You know, it's funny. At the time, I was so shocked I wasn't even sure it was him. But the only person who looks like Barrett is Barrett. And if I hadn't been at the window at that precise moment, well, maybe things would have been different. Who knows?
Now what that seems to me is Major Barrett's either crying about the war and losing some men, or he has erectile dysfunction and he just can't get it up. Hey, Major B, that's fine. It's all happened to the best of us, buddy. Except for me. It hasn't happened to me. So don't you worry your old pretty little head off about it. Anyway, continue forward. There's only one real path you can go. Honestly, I don't know what the hell I talk about most of the time. But I'm glad you're all sticking around, so thanks. It makes me feel less weird. Like I said, there's only one real path you can take, and we will be coming up to an achievement right now. We will be on stage accidentally. Again, there's no collectibles at this point, so you're all fine. Grab the pigeon here. And remember the guitar bit we were doing earlier? It's basically exactly the same thing, so you get time to just press, I think it's A, B, and X, don't count me on that. In fact, no, it's not. Just press the button when it comes up. Just don't listen to me. So there he is then, Harry Elijah Wood, professional footballer and now professional dancer and professional photographer. He's got quite the resume, this guy. So thanks for that, Frenchie. There's a collectible right on the settee here, and then that will be that, because as soon as you head out of the door, that will be the end scene, and we will move on to the next one. Also, hilariously, Major B is pissed at you because you caught him in his erectile dysfunction moment.
But it was not Max, Catherine. He is still alive. I know it. Please tell Lucy. The cat is still with me. You will meet her one day. I promise. This is my confession, Catherine. I know it was wrong, but I will do anything to find our son. I must. I pray for Lucy's health, and I will return as soon as I can.
Hier, Lotti, komm hierher.
Lucy is still cold. It is her chest. Dr. Siegfried visited yesterday, and he seems concerned. I believe he suspects tuberculosis. Please, try to come home. Your daughter needs you. I love you. Always. Catherine.
Another very brilliant and harrowing scene, actually, that. Just fantastic. All in Kurt's dreams and imagination, but really, really good. So now we are coming up to Closure Part 2, and what you have to do for this bit is there's about 4 or 5 dead bodies which is on the battlefield coming up here. You don't get shot at or anything, so it's fine. But what you have to do is check literally every single dead body for tags, check the names, obviously make sure it's all good. And only when Kurt says something like, remembering the names, remembering, you know, whoever fought, that's when you know you're on the right path. So climb up this ladder and go to the left first. You will find a collectible right there and your first dead body. And I'm saying this so casually, but it's actually, again, these scenes in this game are so harrowing, yet so brilliant and so emotional. It's all just fantastic. You can't actually go there. There's a big gap, but you can't actually go down that. So again, it's another small sort of area. It's another dead body. You've got to be very, very careful. You see sort of interaction buttons and things, but it's so easy to just run past and miss them. Go down this sort of left little bit here to find your third dead body. I'm going to stop saying dead body. I'm just going to say third. I'm going to say third soldier. I think it's quite disrespectful. I know it's just a game, but I feel quite disrespectful saying it. And there's a fourth soldier there. And we will also find another collectible. Not at this point. That's just me double checking, making sure there's nothing there. There's another collectible at the end of this little bit here. You can see it floating. Well, next to another body. Another soldier, sorry. And if we go under here, now there's another body there, just you'll see on the right there. And basically there's one part that ends this whole scene. Going under that log right there, that actually ends the scene. So if you want to have another double check, have another sweep, do not go under that big log, because again, that will end the scene and you'll have to end up replaying it. I actually did that twice. But I'm pretty sure that is all there is. I think there's only 5 or 6. And there's one more here. And then that should literally be that. Again, I'm just making sure that we're not missing. Oh, sorry, there's one just on the left-hand side right there. Again, see, you've got to check literally every little bit of...
I made a decision that day. Wherever these men were born, I would not forget them. I would remember every single name.
And that's the cue. That's when you know you're on the absolute right path. I would remember every single name. So now we're good. That's all the collectibles, all the bodies. Now we can move on. Climb under this log.
But there were German soldiers too, Katrin. It is not easy confronting these bodies of men who once lived. But I had to continue, had to persist.
Show us the pigeon trick again, Harry. It's so good. You've got quite the reputation. Everyone wants to see the pigeon man. Go pigeon!
So back as Harry, only 3 miles away from Curty Lad. Now we can do some tricks with the pigeon. And one of those tricks is knocking off a collectible off the tent on the left-hand side there, which is always nice. Collectibles are very, very fantastically placed for... I mean, who's done that? Who's gone around and going, right, just before war, we're going to chuck some collectibles about the place, up on some high places, so somebody's got to have a pigeon. You see the set collectible in the other tent on the left-hand side there. And there will be another collectible behind the bar. So you'll have to speak to Keith first. Oh my god, I was going to say Queef then, sorry. Use the pigeon to knock over some bottles, and then Keith, not Queef, will... And apologies if anybody's called Keith watching this, by the way. I'm just joking. You know I love you. So as soon as the bar guy goes, you can actually nip back. You can actually nip back behind the bar and grab them, but this guy's decided to get in my way, so nice one. Move, please. Thank you. So there's a collectible right by the sausages. And I believe that we have to now play another game of Slaps. So this will be the 4th time you're playing Slaps, which is right where you just found your last collectible. So that should now be 4 out of 5 for everyone. All the collectibles are done in this area. Now we can go and speak to Ralphie Pig.
Whoa, whoa, oh, Jesus Christ! Harry, can't you see I'm busy over here, mate? Right, just please. I know you've got a pigeon, and I know it's very clever, but leave me alone. Go take some photos or something.
Seems that bird of yours is more useful than some of the men.
J'aime cet endroit. C'est calme et paisible. C'est étrange de se dire que beaucoup de gens sont morts ici.
T'as combattu ici, non? Comment c'était?
Pour être honnête, j'ai du mal à croire que j'ai survécu. J'ai perdu mon frère dans la Somme.
Ouais, toutes mes condoléances. T'as entendu ça?
Y a quelqu'un?
J'ai vu du mouvement.
Was it madness to head on to no man's land? Perhaps. At the time, I thought only of my dream, only of the dead tree.
Once again, back as Kurt, and this is where we'll be getting a few more collectibles, but most importantly, the Closure 3. So don't worry about the French guards, they won't actually see you. The first collectible's on the left, just under a tank, right there. So, and there's another collectible just on the, just turn back from where you were in a poppy field, can be slightly hard to miss. And then there will be one more underneath another tank. If you go to the left, and then it's just on the right hand side underneath the tank. And this then is where we can finally get the closure achievement. So like I said, I know there's a couple of people, in fact there was a few people who didn't know how to unlock it, but hopefully you followed my exact guide, followed exactly what I've done, and this is where you should get it. There's a big tree sort of just over to the left hand side where there's another 2 or 3 dead bodies, or soldiers, German soldiers. You just click on them and that's where the achievement will unlock. Now this bit is the first area you sort of went to see the soldiers. I just went to see if there was any other ones, but there shouldn't be. Like I said, as long as you had the 5 or 6 in the first area, you should be absolutely golden to go now. So nip up then to where the big tree is. Look in all the poppies because that's where the soldiers will be.
I found
Here's
3
the first one.
bodies from Alpirsbach. Boys from home. I'm so sorry. The first was Karl Günther. Please give his family my condolences.
And the second one should be in the poppy field just to the right, and that is where you will actually finally unlock the achievement if anyone's been having any problems with them. But yeah, sadly my brain went into complete death meltdown, so I was sort of wondering about, but he's actually in this poppy field right here.
Also.
Now the achievement will unlock.
She will be devastated.
Avec tous ces cadavres, elle pousse facilement.
Ouais, c'est pauvre garçon.
Ils nourrissent les plantes.
Ouais, je suppose qu'on finira tous par nourrir les plantes.
The last was Jonas, you know, Dr. Siegfried's boy. He was a good friend to Max.
Pas un pas de plus, Rit! Arrête-toi! Ou je tire!
Attends une seconde. Je pense qu'il vient juste pour les morts.
And though Max was not there, these boys were all someone's son. All these boys deserved a proper burial. I became consumed by the task. It takes its toll on a man, the constant presence of death.
Harry Lambert, you say? You got a letter from Julia Taylor. Sound familiar? All good news, I hope.
Dear Harry,
It is simply not the same here without you. I have no one to talk to. And if I didn't know him better, I would say that even Father misses you.
Hey, Harry! Barrett was looking for you.
Okay, so there's no actual collectibles on this point either, so you can have a look around again, talk to some of the soldiers if you want, but you'll just have to go straight to Major Barrett by the artillery guns, who is still pissed at you for revealing his erectile dysfunction problem.
Do you really think my men have time for your stupid little tricks? Make yourself useful and fetch my documents. I don't care how you do it, boy. Just get my documents.
Looking back, I don't know what I was thinking sending the bird. I guess I wanted to put a smile on the Major's face.
I absolutely love this scene as well. This is absolutely beautiful. Basically, there's only one way to go. The pigeon will... Well, he knows where he's going. You don't have to try and avoid the trees or anything. But this scene and the artwork and just absolutely everything about this is magical. I absolutely love it. Brilliantly done. I know there was quite a lot of, not a lot of people, but there was quite a few people that was not really keen on this sort of painter style type graphic. But I tell you what, I really couldn't imagine this any other way now. Just everything from gameplay to graphics, everything is just fantastic in this game so far. And you can't even get hit by a plane, which is a shame. Really, I tried, but you are not going to be pigeon soup tonight.
This will sound strange, but a bird found me in the depth of my despair. It carried intelligence from the enemy, pulled me from my madness. I had to act. Saved by a bird, Katrin. And there was only one person who could have sent it.
Then the Major turned. Closest thing to the devil I'd ever seen. Do you realize what you've done? He roared, inches from my face. Do you have any idea what was on those papers?
I told my superiors I found the plans in no man's land. I could not decipher the information they contained, but I hear we are to be moved to Passandale.
I don't expect you to believe this, but not only did that bird fly back to me, it brought a message with it. Danke, hero. Could it be possible that this bird of mine somehow found the German?
I have arrived at Passandale. Every man now carries a gas mask.
Hell, I survived Vimy. If I got lucky, maybe I'd survive Passchendaele.
Whoops, unlucky Harry. Harry accidentally gives the plans to the Germans. Well done, son.
Hey, Harry! Barrett was looking for you.
He's still thinking of that bloody Paris goal, isn't he, with the football? Still thinks he's Harry Ronaldo here. So now we are on to part 2, chapter 5. No collectibles or anything in this tiny little area yet. No matter how much you look around, there's nothing to do, no achievements to gain, so you just go straight away. Major Barrett is. He's actually behind you. It's on the left-hand side. And climb up the ladder.
I'm waiting, Ambert. We're gonna get you. Do your damn.
And he's still tamping about that whole erectile dysfunction thing. Oof. Like I said, mate, it happens to the best of us. Don't you worry about it.
No one wanted to go over the top. Not a single one of us. Hell, I just did what we all did. I followed orders. For my country. For the greater good. For Julia.
Another massacre begun. Once more, we traded blood for yards gained. And amongst it all, the cat was nowhere to be found. It may seem like madness, but I promised Lucy she would meet the cat one day. I promised.
So now we are back as Kurt. Then we've got the gas masks on. First things first, go down the right-hand side, the first right you can come to, and then turn right at this little bit again to get another collectible at the end. A few collectibles and achievements to get now while we are as Kurt. So carry on, go back the way you came, and then head right here to go down the path just a little bit, and then go to the sorry, no, don't go to the right. There's a little bit of a building or a little bit of a doorway there. Grab the collectible. For some reason there's a bunch of guys without gas masks, even though they probably all warned that there was gas coming, but hey, that's not my problem. Go straight a little bit. There's a clear collectible on the box right there. And if we just move forward a little bit, talk to this guy kneeling down, and we'll need to get something done for him.
Kannst du dir mal den Verstärker? Wir müssen in Verbindung bleiben, sonst ist die Schlacht für uns verloren.
So now we can head straight down here. There's no collectibles or anything in this area, so head back down and then turn to the left, and this is the radio we will need to get an achievement. So what we'll do is basically unjam it, and then as soon as we come back as Kurt a bit later on, we'll need to jam that radio again. That'll give us the achievement.
Both sides fought to control a church, the largest landmark on the battlefield.
Okay, quite a big bit then as Harry coming up now. Collectibles and achievements to get sort of all over the place. So first things first, out of the swamp, head to the right, down to this sort of straight bit. Straight wooden path even. Into this little building there's a clear collectible on the floor. And now we can head straight out of the door again, turn immediately to the left. Just keep going, don't worry about fire. For some reason, fire actually cannot hurt you. I don't know I don't know how, but like I said, war was different back then. Folks were made with tougher skin. There's a collectible right by the big old rock on the left-hand side there. But yeah, these guys and gals were made of a lot tougher skin back then. So keep heading onto the left. You can see all these sort of like gas bottles and sort of soldiers, dead soldiers on the floor. Just behind this big wheel here is another collectible. And then head back down from the... actually, no. Sorry. What you'll need to do is... somehow I managed to lock myself outside of the wooden fence. So don't go where I go again. So I've done that a couple of times, haven't I? My bad. But we'll just need to... At this point, I didn't know you could just run through fire. So that's why I was trying to go down here. But yeah, stick to the left as much as you can. Go on these sort of wooden straight paths. Nip through the fire again. Nothing can touch you. See these soldiers? As long as you can see these soldiers shooting, you're on the right path. And there's a collectible dead on the table right in front of you. So hopefully I didn't sort of mess up the directions too much, or you just follow the video easily. So, well, at this point you can just go around there. But for some reason I took the longer route and went across the log. Nice and real slow like. Any time today, lad. And there we go. So from this point then, go to where the... run past the fiery tank. And we are... you won't get blown up or anything. There's nothing you'll be having to dodge or anything, so don't worry too much about that. And on the right way, where you see these soldiers here, there's a gas cloud and a bunch of bottles. Simply click A by the bottles and that will get us another achievement called the Fresh Air. So from this location, if you just head straight on, don't bother going up there, you can't go up there anyway, you just go straight on where another couple of soldiers are, and there's a collectible, hard to see, sort of, but there's one right in the floor. Again, that's Gas Mask, part 3 out of 3. Now, this bit, yeah, it's slightly embarrassing really. Because I thought if I go past the Zeppelin, there's another achievement we need for saving another soldier called Daniel who's trapped underneath an engine. So I thought if you go past the Zeppelin, you won't, it'll end up going to Kurt and you'll actually end up missing the achievement. So, and I can hear him, and I thought, where the frickin' hell is he? Because he is doing my tits in. I thought he might be up here. But he's actually, very embarrassingly, as you'll see, I sort of went all over the place. Didn't have a clue. Tried even going up more towards the left-hand side in the Zeppelin, but you can't. You get stuck. And as it turns out, if you go in, if you just, where the entrance of the Zeppelin is, just go in there and then look directly down. That's where Daniel is. So please don't waste your time like I'm doing here and, you know, pissing about. Because I'm thinking he's up here, but you can't actually get up there. Yeah, so just go into the Zeppelin, look down as you go into the Zeppelin, and you'll see him trapped underneath an engine. Like there, right in front of you there. And I still missed it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, look, there. Did I see him? Have I seen him at this point? There he is, he's right there, you blind bastard. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully then you've got this a lot quicker than I have. Because I'm running away for some reason, even though I just clocked onto him. This gas must have been getting to my brain too, I think. And I've left it in just so there wasn't really a way I could edit it out, so you know sort of where you were. It looked as if I jumped it. Hey, I finally found him, look. Finally friggin' found him. But yeah, I didn't want to edit too much out because it looked like I jumped a hell of a lot ahead. So I just thought I'd leave it in. So skip a few minutes anyway. But that's where he is in the Zeppelin. He's literally right there. So don't do what I do and it's about.
Barrett passed by yelling, "For the Empire!" He loves this war.
Poor guy. Had his legs crushed for freaking ages. So yeah, now we're going back at Kurt, and there's a ladder. A ladder? Gee, I tell you what, I need to go to bed soon. There's a ladder directly to your left, and we are getting a few collectibles. So to the right, this area might be a little bit confusing. If you just go to the right, there's like a little plank on a sort of broken wall. Go behind that, and there will be another collectible. Again, very easy to miss that one again. So as soon as that one is done, then now we can head to the right, left even. I don't even know what my rights and left are anymore. We are now heading actually into the church. So going through, like I said, you haven't got obviously anyone to dodge, nothing to worry about, nothing to avoid. It's simply just collectibles and achievements. Let's go up this ladder right here. And follow really the only path at the minute. So once you climb up that ladder, then don't bother climbing up that ladder yet, because we have one more collectible. It's just under these planks. Head to the left, and this is the final collectible in part 2. So hopefully you followed along and you've got every collectible out of this one, which will get you the achievement as well. So there's only one part left to do, and the next part's a good one. The way the story opens up and everything is brilliant in the next part. So now we can head back. Basically, we'll be getting the radio jamming achievement now, which is called jammed, obviously, because that's the whole point of the achievement. So again, it's basically just going back to where we were at the beginning. So just follow the path, follow the way back. And sorry guys and gals, I've just realised we could have probably just done this first, because we've got to go back to the church, so my bad again. But you know, it's all fun. You're seeing the whole bits of war, so again, click on it and just do what you did earlier, just turn it off and the jammed achievement will unlock. So yeah, as I said, again, my bad. I could have definitely saved a lot of time, but it was so... You know, it was literally like, look for collectibles first. That was my aim in every sort of level. Get all the collectibles first out the way, and then do the other stuff after. So, you know, that's my excuse anyway. It's up to you if you want to take it or not. That's really up to you. But we're going back into the church, so going back into the way you came. And climbing up that same ladder. Now we're basically just looking for Lottie the cat, who, to be fair, survived this war brilliantly so far. Done really well. But would a game really kill a helpless animal? Yeah, you'd have to have a heart of shit. You have to have a shit heart, or a heart of just absolute solid nothing to kill off an animal in any games. Come on. Anyway, don't go back again to where the collectible was. There's no need for it. You'll have to talk to this guy because you need to distract him anyway. So you can either distract or don't distract, but it's just easier to distract him. Okay, lad, no problem. You do that. You enjoy yourself. And then, as you can see, I am trying to go back as Harry, but my D-pad was absolutely bollocks throughout the entire game, which was frustrating enough. So, as Harry, then again, we've done all the collectibles, done all the achievements in the last bit, so now we can just walk forward into the swamp.
I guess we thought we could gas them out, but the Germans held steady. I'd let the Major down recently. I wanted to prove myself, to make it up to him. Only, I didn't know how.
So that was short, but now we're back as Kurt, so head back under the planks, turn to the left here, go up the ladder, and this is where we will find Lottie the cat, and then we will go back as Harry.
She was saved. Thank God. I later wondered if she led me to that place on purpose. As if she knew something I did not. But I'm superstitious like that.
Hey, Harry! Barrett's gone mad. He's gonna get himself killed.
I remember it clearly. I saw a side of Barrett that day I'd never seen before, and that I wouldn't soon forget. Every man has his demons.
You like that? Talk to him. What's the more? I could do this all day, Frank.
The war took its toll on all of us. Even Barrett.
Over here, Harry! Get a photo of this. Just for me, eh?
I didn't see the shell. Didn't know what happened. But I knew I needed help.
Yeah, I didn't want to speak through that. I thought I would ruin the narrative, so I just left that bit. Again, nothing can hurt you anyway, so that's all fine. But now we are coming up to yet another achievement. This is basically the end now, but we're coming up to another achievement where, as Harry, you have to now sneak through the church without getting spotted. It sounds difficult, but it's literally really not, because Kurt's helping you, and there's not that many guards patrolling anyway. Even though some of the guards will say stuff like, I thought I seen something moving over there. Do not get paranoid and start twitching and moving about and, you know, doing all that. Yeah, you'll be absolutely fine. So don't listen to them when they say, oh, we spotted something. Just keep going.
Wie geht es dir? Bist du verletzt?
Whoa! How am I still alive?
Hörst du? Da kommen Soldaten. Das klingt nach Deutschen. Versteck dich irgendwo, los. Hey!
So for one thing, this guard does not actually move. I thought he patrolled left and right, but he does not actually move. So if you want to stay there for a little bit and just make sure, that's fine, but he doesn't move, so you can actually just nip to the left straight past him.
Vorsicht! Könnte eine Falle sein versteckt. Den erwischen wir schon.
So yeah, when they say stuff like that, they can't actually see you, so don't get paranoid and start moving about and everything. They can't see you. Now this guard will basically just patrol sort of in a square motion, so you see the confessional box at the back, that's what we'll need to get into, so just wait for him to go on up and then start heading towards the left, and then we can sprint it, well, don't sprint, crawl sprint into the box. So then go ahead, change it as Kurt, and where Harry was in the confessional box, we need to just pull a big box out of the way so Harry can crawl on by. So yeah, like I said, it's not too bad, this section. It sounded a bit more difficult than it was, but it's actually not too bad. So go ahead, pull this crate out of the way, and then we'll be able to go back then as Harry. Obviously making sure that the guard won't see you. Make sure he's sort of all the way to the left so we won't be able to see you. And again, see, it's just stuff like that. Like, I got a bit panicky at this point thinking someone would see me, but nobody did. Not this guard either. So go ahead, turn back as Kurt. Now you'll have to talk to this guard.
Was machst du hier, Kurt? Wenn du irgendwelche
Ich glaube, da hinten war was. Da hinten.
And now Kurt, remember his epic deadlifting German technique? Where he's doing it again. That's why he's got a back of absolute solidness. Look at that. I wish I had a back like that. I wish I had a good deadlifting technique like that. Mine's all crap. And again, go back as Harry. You can see that I'm trying, but my D-pad just won't let me, and it's pissing me off. So now, as you can see, you're there as Kurt. You crawl under as well. Nobody can see you, and just head for the exit where you get caught anyway. But because you didn't get caught during it, you will get the achievement. And this is the end of part 2. And now Harry in part 3 will wake up in a German prison camp. Interesting time ahead.
Please, don't shoot. Don't shoot. I'm just a photographer. Understand?
Hey,
photographer.
Hey, Freunde, lasst ihn. Seht ihr nicht? Er hat doch keine Waffe. Lasst ihn. I tried to save him.
He tried to save me.
But I failed.
So that is the end of part 2. Welcome to part 3, and this is also the end of part 1 for this video. So there will only be one more part, part 3, and obviously all of the endings left to do. So I'll be trying to do them in as little time, sort of quick as we can. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, guys and gals. I really hope that everything's been sort of clear and you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, and again, hopefully that you've got all the collectibles up to this point and all the achievements up to this point as well. And again, hopefully all this has helped, but thank you very much again for watching. And of course, just remember, you know, if you are liking what you're seeing, don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be doing all types of different 100% video guides and all good things, gameplay walkthroughs and my new gameplay explanation series. So yeah, definitely worth subscribing. But thanks again for watching, guys and gals, and I will see you in the next one.